There is a myth in the Tarkov land that more FOV equal more performance. How does that make sense? Wouldn't higher FOV mean more stuff to render, and then that means less performance, less FPS? Well, today we're gonna find out. Here are my settings so you guys can see exactly what I'm running. And we're gonna start with 75 FOV, getting a solid 280 FPS off the rip. We are using SMT off and smooth motion on, as per my last video, finding the optimal settings to run there. And yeah, I do reset the frame rate 1% low here just because I do tab out basically when you go into the settings and go back. So you'll notice that in the clips is that I do pretty much reset the frame rate between each FOV for the 1% lows and 0.1%. But yeah, here we're seeing pretty solid performance from 75 FOV. I'm going to let you guys take in the view, and I'll be back for 70 FOV. Okay, pretty cool numbers from 75 FOV there. I think that's what a lot of people are going to be running most of the time. So gives you a good perspective. Now we're going down to 70 FOV, which visually you can't really tell. It's much less FOV because there's only 5 difference, right? So it's not a huge deal. But we actually do see the 0.1% lows go lower than 75 FOV. So if we're going based strictly off 0.1% low, 75 is better. So we are going to skip ahead a little bit here into the zooming portion of the test. And this is where you're going to see those 0.1 lows drop even further than 75 FOV. So myth is true. .65 FOV is next, and we're going to reset the frame rate 0.1% here. And we do actually get quite a stutter down to 80 FPS. And I don't know if it's something to do with coming out of the menu. So we can take a look at the graph and see that I do reset here to 110. Just to give the game a couple seconds to go from the menu back to the game. And it's looking pretty good though overall. The frame time surprisingly really low. Like we're hitting like 1.7 millisecond here. 1% lows are pretty good. It is still worse, and we do drop down to 80 again. It is worse than 75, and it's worse than 70. This is kind of crazy. .60 FOV is next on the docket, and 2 FPS. No, okay, we're gonna reset after tabbing out of the menu, and we are gonna see instantly dropping below 100 FPS for those 0.1% lows. But we're gonna reset it and bring it back to 122. Just let the game kind of reset a little bit after hopping out of the menu. Now here we get a massive stutter, like crazy stutter. Now, one thing I want to preface is I was streaming when recording this. Link down below if you want to check that out. But that may have something to do with this, but the fact is that it only did it for 60 FOV. This might be an anomaly. It probably is. You can see the rest of the graph is totally fine. Does not drop down to like 2 FPS multiple times. I did not tab out. No idea why it stuttered. I looked in my task manager, nothing was capped. So you can take that for what it is. All right, now we're really getting down to it. 55 FOV. Here is where you're starting to really tell. Like if you go back to 75 FOV and come to 55 FOV, it is, I don't want to say unplayable. I'm sure there's some people who really prefer to play with low FOV, like with snipers, or like they only hold specific angles and they want to be able to dictate how much information they're receiving. I get that. But also check out these 0.1% lows. Even after I reset it, we're dropping down to 41. That is abysmal. I am going to reset again in 95 because that just kind of seems crazy. But yeah, no, it's worse. It's worse on low FOV. Confirmed. Myth confirmed, guys. Low FOV equal bad for frame rate. And frame time, kind of. I don't know. It's weird. The frame time actually seems to be slightly better. But when you're looking at 1% lows and 0.1% lows, especially with the FPS drops that we were getting, it's not worth it. And last, and certainly least, because it literally is the least, is 50 FOV. I feel like I'm playing a single player game on PS3 at this point. We're going to go ahead and reset our graphs here. Take a look at the frame rate. Worse. 1% lows currently is better, but we're probably going to see it drop below even 75 FOV. I'm not entirely sure why this is the case. Yeah, we saw a 50 FPS drop there on the zoom in. I don't know why this is. I'm sure there's someone out there that can elaborate and say something about the engine, or say something about the way it's rendered, or it's cropping. I have no idea. But yeah, that's pretty much the video. Basically higher FOV equal better, relatively speaking. I mean, honestly, with this game, it could be so different for everyone. So I don't want to tell you, oh, play 75 FOV and then it runs horribly for you. So take everything I say with a grain of salt. Like I say, basically in every video, you got to try stuff for yourself a bit. But if your FPS seems good on 75 FOV, you're probably good. There's no reason for you to turn it down on a performance basis other than, strictly speaking, your preference. Like if you play better on 65 FOV, I'm sure there's streamers and stuff who play on less than 75 FOV because of the way that this game deals with FOV. It's going to come down to personal preference when it comes to visibility. But when it comes to performance, pretty easy to say that it's worse. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. Sorry there's no graphs or anything for comparisons for 0.1% lows or 1% lows. I know that data would have been really nice, and I can see the comment now. Oh, you didn't compare them side by side. You didn't go over the data by the percentage basis of loss of FPS, and I know. You got me. But I wanted to post this in a relatively decent time manner. I strive to continue to improve the videos, and I love the criticism. I love the enthusiasm for this game. And, you know, I just want to say, although there is so many performance issues with this game, and to say so many is even saying it lightly, I'm just really happy that, you know, we can all play this game. We can all enjoy it in the same time. And I can just imagine myself in the developer's shoes, having so many things to work on, trying to fix the game. So I'm just trying to stay patient. I'm trying to enjoy it, and you know, hope that new updates bring some better performance for us and maybe fix this FOV bug. All right. Well, that's it for me. Peace.